that is some good salt.
So this 5-gallon jug, plastic jug, lightweight, with a handle on it, got from Walmart. I'm going to use it to get 5 gallons of seawater for extracting the salt from later.
I got the idea to harvest my own sea salt in part from a YouTube video titled A History of Walton County. There is a segment in that video interviewing the proprietor of the Little Big Store in Defuniak Springs, Florida, Dennis Ray, in which he recalls stories his father told him from his childhood of making camping trips with other families. Moms, dads, and all the kids would load onto horse-drawn wagons for travel to the south end of Walton County for 2-week camping adventures on the Walton County Gulf Coast beaches, where they would cook salt out of the water to replenish their salt supplies. Also, my wife Melanie watches lots of YouTube health-related videos where she got the idea to buy some pricey Celtic sea salt for purported health benefits. I thought it would be fun and interesting to bring some seawater home from the beach to make my own DIY, do-it-yourself, gourmet sea salt. Knock on wood, I have boiled seawater for salt twice so far without being arrested. I mention that because Mahatma Gandhi was arrested and imprisoned, along with over 60,000 of his followers in 1930 for salt violations. For years, the British imperial government had protected their monopoly of salt in India. It was a crime for private citizens, including the teeming masses of India's poor, to bypass lucrative British salt taxes by collecting or making their own salt. But in 1930, when Mahatma Gandhi led a 240-mile, 24-day march, gathering more and more support along the way to a beach on the Arabian Sea on the west coast of India to get salt for himself, in a nonviolent civil disobedience act against unwanted British colonial rule, the British rulers reacted with a heavy hand. It brings to mind an early historical incident regarding British taxes in colonial America involving tea and civil disobedience by some troublemakers called the Sons of Liberty, some who were dressed up as a different kind of Indian in Boston Harbor. Marketing pros have come up with an impressive way to present the impurities in natural sea salt that has not been refined or pasteurized as positive selling points. Don't refer to the refined sodium chloride salt that has been separated from other minerals, microbes, and biologic debris as, quote, pure, unquote. Instead, tell shoppers that unrefined, unpasteurized sea salt is the option that is, quote, pure and natural just as Mother Nature intended, unquote, or some similar language. And instead of calling the other things in sea salt impurities or contaminants, call them micronutrients and trace minerals, which, to be fair, at least some of them are. By the way, NASA and numerous other sources report that seawater around the globe contains all 92 of the Earth's naturally occurring elements, including fun ones like silver and gold, but also others that marketing experts would likely want to avoid mentioning, such as lead, mercury, arsenic, cyanide, and uranium. Looking at an average sample of seawater, about 96.5% is H2O, plain water, leaving 3.5% other stuff. After removing all the water, a little over 85% of the salty solid that remains is sodium chloride, the same thing as refined table salt. Mixed with it are other elements and compounds of other elements: magnesium, 7.7%, sulfur, 3.7%, calcium, 1.2%, etc. But dissolved minerals is not all that seawater contains. Just one average teaspoon of crystal clear looking seawater reportedly contains over 5 million individual microscopic organisms: phytoplankton, zooplankton, bacteria, etc. The majority being single cell, living, metabolizing, and reproducing plants and animals invisible to the naked eye. Plus, of course, seawater is home to myriads of larger organisms, including thousands of fish species and other sea life that ingest food and excrete waste into the water. Quote, pure and natural, unquote, unrefined sea salt unavoidably contains small amounts of these things too. I think that boiling seawater, as I did, will sterilize and yield salt that retains the majority of seawater's desirable assortment of minerals and micronutrients, and be less at risk of possible harmful microbial contamination than Celtic and similar salts that are harvested from shallow clay-lined coastal evaporation ponds that birds fly over, that are visited at night by nocturnal animals, and that are not pasteurized. It seems funny that the poisonous yellow-green gas chlorine, combined with the explosive metal sodium, forms a compound so very essential for life. Is there enough to last? Just how much salt is in the oceans that cover 70% of the Earth's surface? Numerous sources give similar mind-blowing answers, but I also posed the question to an artificial intelligence. According to Microsoft's AI Copilot, if we could gather all the salt from the oceans of the world and spread it evenly across all the continents, it is estimated that it would form a layer about 500 feet or approximately 152 meters thick. Imagine a layer of white sea salt taller than a 40-story building, blanketing every bit of dry land on Earth. No risk of running out anytime soon. This is the salt from the 5 gallons of water I just did a few days ago, and it's a little bit over a pound. And there it is, do-it-yourself gourmet sea salt.